So, JK, we spoke a couple of months back, and a lot has changed since then. Tell me what happened.
Bro, a lot has changed. Like a couple of days ago, I got locked out of my account. I launched my product like a week ago, and I started ghostwriting like a month ago. So a lot of
Perfect
stuff has
timing.
been going on. I mean, actually, the launch was a good timing because it was right before like Twitter banned me. So if I waited a little bit, that'd be over, right? But it was a
Yeah,
good timing. So a lot has changed. Like I've taken more of a chill approach to Twitter now that I got client work. I've taken, I've been having a lot of fun with Bow and Arrow, launching it. People really like it apparently. So everything's good, bro. I'm chilling. Like
that's cool.
even though I lost my account, like I see everybody shouting me out, everybody helping me. So I'm really happy with it because I didn't know that this community was so together. Like I knew, like in concept, but once you get shout outs from everybody and they're helping you out, you're like, okay, maybe there's something more that I really didn't see in this Twitter thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, you lost your 15K follower account. You're now back at I think 3.5K.
Yeah, bro.
Tell it. Just give us a quick recap of what happened. Why did you lose your account?
All right, so here's what happened, boys. What happened is I started Twitter when I was like 8 or 9, right? And apparently you can't tweet unless you're 13 years old. So when I like it's funny just telling it, right? So when I wanted to go and update my birthday, because when you click on somebody's birthday on their profile, like it shows some balloons and shit, and it's really pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted that. So I did it, and when I changed it, they were like, "No, bro, you tweeted before you were 13. You're a threat to national security. We're just gonna ban you."
Wow, but they literally said, or you got like a message for, hey, you tweeted before you were above 13. Bye bye.
Something like that. They told me you're locked out because uh, like you don't follow Twitter's age policies or something, and they
Wow,
just banned me. Yeah. I
wow.
logged out. I couldn't do anything. I sent a lot of tickets. So what I did is I messaged our good friend Bronze and Gucci Bucket Hat. The ones that are like famous for being banned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to them and I asked them, yo, what I do? And they were in a similar situation before, and they told me that it's gonna take a month or a couple of months till you get it back. So you might as well start a new one. And I didn't
Mm,
want to, right? Like it was 15,000 followers. I didn't want to, but I had to, and I created it. And the moment when I didn't create it because I had one called Tweetfluence, it had like 600, 700 followers. When I created it, like everybody started shouting me out, Yannick. Like people were helping me. People were saying, just follow him. He got locked out. Everybody was retweeting me. Like I tweeted a video, and it's got like 1,000 likes already. Like people are really, really helpful.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. So you had the one with like the New Zealand
Yeah, the Haka.
rugby, the haka exactly, and you
Yeah,
had one about where you were sleep deprived and you actually shared what happened to your
yeah,
account.
yeah. I was tired as hell, bro, that day. I didn't like, but like, I was gonna take a nap, but then like my Twitter got locked out, so I did not take my nap. So I had to record a video and explain. Yeah, it sucks.
Nice. And so let's get back a while because we spoke. I don't know how many followers did you have back then? Seven,
Uh,
8, 9? Can't remember.
when we talk, yeah,
Yeah,
about it that.
yeah. And so that was only a couple of months ago. What did you do to grow your account? Because you obviously you launched your course, and there's a lot of value in there. So I guess you practice what you preached.
Yeah, I started using a lot of what I was working on because right when we talked, I started ghost tweeting for people. And
Mm,
there's this big thing on Twitter or Money Twitter specifically that when you start with no skills, you're kind of afraid of being just another account, right? You're like, I don't want to be just another like regular account,
yeah.
and that's what happened to me. And maybe a lot of people saw me that way. So when I started sharing my work, what I did for clients, like people just started coming to me because they knew that what I was offering was legit and I was actually getting results. So that's one thing I changed. The other thing that I changed is I did a lot of threads, bro. Like I did thread after thread after thread, and it helps, right? Like if you're doing something, if you're working on something and you share your secrets, and like Jack Butcher calls this selling your sawdust. Like once you tweet for, let's say you do copywriting, you're not only doing copy, but you can share like what's your thought process behind the copy, what are your headlines, what are your results, the screenshots before and after. If you share all that, that's just content on itself. So you don't, if you like, if you use content only once, you're making Twitter more complicated than it has to be. So I started repurposing everything that I did into more content.
Mhm. That's very good. That's very good. So,
Yeah,
tell me, take us through the specifics.
like on how I grew faster. You mean?
Yeah. So, well, you repurpose a lot of things. So, give us some examples how you created content, before, after, stuff like that. Can you
Got it.
mention a couple of things?
Okay. So let's say I watched, let's say since I come up with content. So I watched Rocky the other day. I love Rocky. And there's a moment in Rocky where Rocky looks at a mirror and he's got a picture of himself as a kid. And like
Yep.
that inspires him to like be better. So I was like, yo, I gotta do it, right? So I just
Yep.
printed a picture of me and I put it in my mirror and I tweeted about it. And I shared the picture, and everybody was like, "Yo, this is great." It got like 600 likes because people were like actually putting their pictures in their mirrors. So I was like,
Yeah. Nice.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Okay, so this already works." I wrote an email about it. It got like 20 to 30% open rate. That's sick, right? Then I put it on my copy page to be a selling point on how to tweet and repurpose. Like I sold you, like I'm selling you how I sold you, right?
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
it's yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then I put it, like I see it resonating so much, I put it on my course. And then I put on my course the fact that I put it on my course.
Yep.
So I just used this content, I use it several times to just recycle it. And that's something I do with my tweets. Like it probably got deleted already because, Jack, but
Yep.
I did a swipe file of my own best tweets. And my own best tweets is like my audience speaking to me. So I just go in the search bar, I look for which tweets got like 20 retweets or 50 retweets. I put it in my swipe file. And when I don't have anything to do, I just go over those and be like, okay, this is what's resonating. Let me just create more of this. Let me just give it a little twist. So that's how I create content. Like it started as Rocky and it ended as emails, selling points, newsletter, more tweets, swipe file, right? So I
Yeah.
just created more from one thing.
Great. Great. And you're actually creating more than one swipe file. At least that's what I've seen in your course.
Bro, I have so many swipe files. Like, like I have a lot of clients in different niches. So I have like my own, I have from other people, the general swap file. I have one for each niche, like let's say ecom, let's say like, I don't know, whatever it is, like fitness. So I have one of each and it's easy, right? Because I don't know if you have one or like if anybody who's listening is building one, but bro, like it's so easy. Once you expose yourself to people who are already good at it and have already proved to work, it's so damn easy to write content. Like it's just you just get infected by quality and you
Yeah.
do it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you do? So okay, let's say ecom, for example, you have a whole bunch of like 20, 50, 100 tweets and you take them off your own timeline, but off other people's timelines as well. And
Exactly.
then you probably don't just copy and paste. Run us through how you create a new tweet from your swipe file.
All right, good. So let's say client work for example. So what I do when my clients is I just get them on a call, right? And I tell them, tell me everything about you. I want to know your life. I want to know what books you're reading, so who influenced you, your work, everything. Send me all your courses, send me all your YouTube, and I just take notes, right? And I take notes and not really thinking about tweet formats. I just take notes. I find something interesting, I just write it. So I got pages and pages of notes that are like not in order. When I have those notes, I just read them and then I go to my swipe file to find a way to say it. Like that's where the bow and arrow concept came from, right? It's like the arrow is just my notes and the bow is how it's already proven to work. So you
Yeah.
can't just copy and paste, right? But you can see which formats work. For example, lists work really well, contrasts work really well, us versus them, going against consensus, all that stuff. Once you know what to say and you combine it with the best ways to say it, shout out Joshua Isaac. It works.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Well, so give me an example, because you're writing down these notes, and how do you come from like the notes through your Stripe file and into like new tweets?
Let's say I go to okay, I'll give you an example from Bow and Arrow, which is the wordplay section. In wordplay section, I have this part that says level one, level two, level three. That's a tweet way to say something. So like Noobs do this, amateurs do this, pros do this. So if I'm ghostwriting for, I don't know, let's say high free, I'll be like, noobs copy tweets, amateurs rephrase tweets, but like pros create something new from other content that they say. Boom, that's a
Yeah.
tweet right there. So I
Yeah.
just use the formats that already work. I transform it with my notes into tweets.
Nice. What was the click? What was the spark that made you say, "Hey, I'm going to create a course"?
Oh,
Because
bro.
there have been so many courses already. Free
Yeah,
ones who were really good, paid ones who were really good.
yeah, I know. Yeah, that was actually that's the reason I monetized so late. I monetized at 15, like 14K. That's a lot. But what the spark that really got me is I did have a pre version of Bow and Arrow when I started it. I'm talking May. Like I had just formats like the wordplay section, just that. Then I started like compiling it and making it better. And I was gonna launch like a 3K, but then Oliver Cantin told me like, no, just wait, right? Keep improving it. And it was kind of like imposter syndrome a lot because I was like, who am I to launch a Twitter growth course, right?
No,
I'm not Lattimore with 100 and something thousand followers.
no.
So the spark that really like inspired me to like launch it was when I started getting results for clients with my own systems that I didn't see anywhere else. I
Nice.
was like, okay, so I'm getting results for them, but it's working. I can use the unique selling angle of like I'm a ghostwriter. I'm just not another account. Like I write for other people. So when it kind of combined, and like my friends just lighting a fire under my ass, I was like, yeah, okay, let's launch it. Let's do it.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And so for any other people who want to launch, I don't know, that should be a Twitter course, but any course, why launch sooner or later? When's a good time to launch?
Okay. That's a great question and one that I figured like a couple weeks ago actually. So it goes before like the wrong question is not when should you launch, the wrong question is when is your audience gonna tell you to launch, and they're not gonna tell you like, yo Yannick, we need a course. You're gonna know when people ask you about what you're doing. That's a little bit of when you should do it, but the best way to actually launch a course starts before that, when you ask people, when you share your proof of work, right? Why would I buy a course from you if you don't prove that you're good at something? So that's why I'm so big on like selling, not selling, but like posting everything that you do along the way. Show me screenshots, show me testimonials, show me that you're what you're doing. Like I started tweeting about me being a ghostwriter, but it didn't really do anything. When I started posting before and after screenshots, it did something. So your content, if you want to launch, you should begin with your content. You should focus on showing everything that you're good at. Show me screenshots, show me before and afters, testimonials, show me everything that you're working on. Spill your secrets on me, right? Just show me. After you're done with that, then your audience is gonna start speaking to you. And the way they're gonna speak to you is which of the proof of work that you're publishing is resonating the most.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the swipe file, right? The swipe file got like 10,000 views, and I was like, okay, so there's something here. So when I started tweeting more about swipe files and how I structure my swipe files, people were doing like, yo, like show me how to use Notion where I put it. Show me how you're doing everything. And that was like a sign. When people tell you to spill your more of your secrets that you're already sharing, that's when you should launch. So to give you a concrete answer and like actual follower count, I wouldn't recommend launching before 3K. 5K is good, 10K is good, but not before 3K.
Mm, okay, and that's social proof. That's if you are below 3,000, then who are you, or what's the reason?
I don't know. I just think that people really don't know who are you. Yeah, that I think that's a good one. And if
Mm,
like if you're an expert already and if you're doing good things like outside Twitter, like absolutely pay somebody to retweet you, right? Like in your niche, just pay for retweets and you'll do well.
mm,
But yeah, I think 3K is a good number. I think it works.
cool. So I think it's a very good reasoning behind there. If there's so many people who want to start building a course, but they don't know what to build it about. They don't have any authenticity. They don't have any credibility about a topic. And once people start asking you about, hey, how did you do that? Hey, tell me more. Then you're onto something. Instead of just creating something where you think, hey, this might resonate, but you need to validate that before you go ahead and create a
Thousand
course.
percent. Like you don't know what's gonna work until you until you post it. You need to post everything that you're doing. Show me your secret. Show me what are you doing. And
Hmm.
once you find that something works, double down on it.
Nice. Run us through a little bit how you launched your course.
All right. So I launched my course. I gotta say that bow and arrow was not the first time that I launched on Twitter. I actually launched a little bit before on email, only email. But like people were not really buying it a lot. So I did a whole relaunch on Twitter. And on the launch on Twitter, I started with posting problems. And you gotta find what's the big problem that your product's solving. For me, is you're a Twitter account that's underpaid. So I started looking for numbers. So how much are you gonna get paid if you get $1,000 from Twitter and you spend 3 hours a day? You get paid $11 an hour. So I tweeted that. How many words have you written, and how little you're getting paid? I tweeted about it. Because once you tell people they have a problem, they don't really get it. But once you show them numbers, they get it. So show them numbers as where that they're not where they want to be. So I started tweeting a lot about problems. That was like 5 tweets, 3 to 5 tweets. Then I started tweeting about like solutions, like what you should do. I started like of my content from my course, a module. I turned it into a tweet or a thread. Like I have like 50 modules. I turned one of those modules into a thread, and I was like, "Yo, this is interesting to you. You can join the wait list where I have 50 more modules on the course that I'm going to release."
Nice.
Like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. I just did that until I found one. Like some sucked, right? So some didn't really work, but like some really hit, like the swipe file things. So that's what I focused on. Join the wait list. Boom, boom, boom. And when the day came, I actually teamed up with people. And that's something that really, really helped me out when Oliver told me about it. Team up with people who are like already in your niche. So I teamed up with Cameron Martinez
Yep.
because he's really good at DMs and making connections. So I was like, yo, promote your course inside my, promote your course inside mine, and I'll give you like you'll just record something for me, right? Same thing
Yep.
with art of purpose, like creation 24/7. I told him, record something, you can promote everything inside. And I recorded something for him too. So once I teamed up, I proved that people had a problem and I showed that I can deliver the solution. Boom, that was just easy.
Nice.
And of course, I blasted my email list that day. So yeah.
Nice, nice, cool. And so, how many emails did you gather? How many people did you get on your wait list? And was that primarily through the threads, or did you have any other means of getting people on a waiting list?
Yeah, I had a way. The waiting list was mainly with the threads. Like, if you like this, you'll love this. That's how I created my wait list. It got like 90 people, not many, but it's something. But I did have a guide from 0 to 2,000 followers on, like, before that. I had like 1,300 people on it. That one really helped. It really did help.
Nice.
And
And that was like a
something,
lead magnet.
it was a lead magnet for
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I sold the usual bow and arrow, like the original, which kind of sucked, but that's how I sold that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And
Nice.
something I learned from the ecom guys was I did not only launch the email on the day, right? I told you, like, bow and arrow launched Thursday. I told you on Monday, and I told you on Wednesday that I was gonna launch something, and that was gonna you were gonna have a discount because you were on the email list.
Yep.
So I sold it in 3 emails. And then I launched the other one the next day saying there's an extended sale, new day. Are you going to miss out on this chance to get a discount? No, boom, get it.
Yep.
Yeah. And on the launch day, when everybody was just, getting results, I retweeted everybody, bro. Everybody who talked about bow and arrow, I just retweeted it. Boom, boom, credibility. I wanted to own the timeline. If we're
Yeah.
going to see somebody in the timeline, I wanted it to be me. So I
Yeah.
just retweeted everything. And I cashed in favors too. Like, I was like, yo, I'll retweet 2 of your tweets if you retweet one of mine. You want to do it? Yeah, boom, let's do it. Ba, 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 ba. And we just started growing.
Very
Bro,
nice.
it
Very
was
nice.
my day, bro. I had to take
Yeah.
advantage of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I bet, I bet.
Yeah,
Yes. And launches, they work, pre-launches work, launching something again works. And people are very attuned to to price changes, to discounts. So that really helps sell. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. And yeah, the social proof. Now that, I don't think that I would have sold even half of what I sold if I did not prove that I could do it for other people other than me.
Hmm.
Like if you're going to sell a copywriting course, like prove that you're doing it for clients. If you're going to sell a writing tweets course, prove that you're doing it for clients. So that really helped. And my friends, shout out to my amigos that helped me out. I love you all.
Very good, very good. And so you teamed up with a couple of larger accounts. They, in turn, also retweeted the fact that you launched your course. Run us through a little bit how that worked.
About like teaming up.
Yeah, teaming up with 24/7, with Cam, with yeah,
Yeah, so I just told him like, can you record a module for this, and I'll just give you free exposure for your course on mine. Like this is about how much I expected to grow, which yeah, I told them how much I was supposed to sell. They were like, sure. And also because we're friends, right? Like I've helped these guys, they've helped me, so it didn't really matter.
yeah,
And like, let's say you wanted to team up with somebody who's way bigger than you that you don't know, because that's something that Cam talks about in the course. That's really good. If you want to team up with somebody who's absolutely like huge on money Twitter, don't tell them out of the bat. Prove that your product works. Prove that you're getting like testimonials from it, and then you go with numbers. You'll be like, "Yo, this is converting at this percent. This is how many it has sold, and this is how much commission I'm gonna give you. Give them 60 or 70 or whatever." And that's how you get the bigger players to affiliate for you.
nice,
Yeah, but you can get your
nice.
friends to affiliate for you on the launch, right? Because they're your friends.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's important. You know, you had Cam and the other guys invested in the launch as well. You know, so you could
Yep.
they were your leverage, you were theirs, and you know you create a nice engagement group just by doing that.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. And it's also a good selling point, right? To be like, you get bow and arrow, which has a price, but if you join today, you get a free bonus from these two guys that can help you.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm not really a big fan of giving discounts. I did give a discount on the launch because you always have to do a discount on the launch, but I'm not really a fan of it. Like, if you're gonna sell, it's a good idea to start instead of doing discounts, do bonuses. So like I have this new bonus. Everybody who joins now will get it. So you don't like lower the value of your course, but you still get sales.
nice,
Yep.
nice. Let's say you don't have any friends on Twitter yet. You don't have your account closed by some obscure rule, some obscure Twitter rule. You just start on Twitter. What would be your ideal tactic to start growing your account?
From I'm at zero, right?
Yeah, 0 or 100 or whatever. So nothing much. You know,
Okay.
you've maybe been on Twitter a couple of years, but you haven't really done anything with it.
Okay. First of all, show us what you're good at. Like you need to show people what you're good at. Like it's okay to do motivation and that stuff, but you need to show people that if you want to grow on Twitter, you gotta show people that you're good at Twitter. So what I did, I'll take an example. I use Cameron Holmes as an example. When I talked to him, he was like 200 followers or something. But he was a great salesman. He's a real estate salesman. So I was like, you need to make a thread about what you've done outside Twitter. Make that thread, show me screenshots, show me proof, and then I'll retweet. I'll pay people to retweet if it's necessary. But you need to show people who you are. If you
Mm,
want to grow on Twitter quick, you need to show expertise outside Twitter. That's my biggest advice. Show what you can do. Show us that you're good at it, and then
nice,
you grow.
nice.
And be
And so,
patient, right? Because I'm sorry, I was just gonna say that. Just be patient, because it's discouraging to just look at Twitter and be like, oh, I got like 5 followers today, I got 3 followers today, I got a negative follower count today. But like, if you just can't just get through the 1,000 or 2,000 mark, the game just gets easier, bro. Like
mhm,
it gets stupidly easier. The
mhm,
worst parts are like the first like 30, 45 days. You pass that and it just gets so much easier. So if you can just push through that, you'll win. You'll win.
mhm. Okay, so I think the first advice is I think it's key. A lot of people they just start tweeting. They have no idea what they're going to tweet about. So I think it's key to have a life worth tweeting about and tweet about it. Show your value
Boom.
besides tweeting cool shit. So and what's the next step? Because if you have zero followers, nobody will actually see your tweet. So what's the next step if you're able to provide value?
Oh, you need like you can't escape from commenting on the other people. But
Yeah.
there's a way to do it. I have a philosophy that it's called be a sage in the tweets, be a bro in the comments. So like you wouldn't imagine how many people just rephrase everything. They just say the same thing. Like water is wet. oh, wet is water, and they just tweet that shit
No,
under other
no,
people's account.
no.
But if you go with, I don't know, make a joke or like connect with people or like tell them and start a discussion with them, you do need to engage with bigger accounts, but you don't have to lower your value. And that's the biggest mistake I see lower, like smaller accounts make. They'd be like, they go with the mentality that oh, I get to speak to this huge eminence, to this person. You don't get to speak. You're just friends. They're not better than you. They just started a little bit earlier. So if you can remove that from your mentality and be like, let's just talk, let's just have a conversation. Like you can ask millionaires on Twitter about spirituality or fitness. Why don't you do it? Just talk about shit. The
Hmm.
biggest mistake on Twitter is taking Twitter more seriously than it should be. It's really not
No.
that serious. Yeah.
No. Cool. So next step, I guess, is creating genuine connections. Don't be afraid to tweet to whoever, but as long as you don't regurgitate their own tweets and
Yeah.
comment stupid shit.
Exactly.
What would be the next step?
So let's say you're commenting under people you just reached 500 or 1000 or whatever. I'd say the best point on Twitter is when you reach 2000. When you reach 2000, you can focus solely on the quality of your tweets. Like I absolutely believe you can get to 2000 followers without tweeting on anything in your own because
Hmm.
it's just that way. But once
Oh.
you reach 2000, it depends a lot on the quality of your tweets. So you really got to get good at it. I think it's just a way of writing. You just have to improve your writing once you're at 2000. Before 2000, it doesn't really matter. You have to comment on other people to get it.
How would people improve their writing?
I'd say like actually build a swipe file. Swipe file is really good. Like build a swipe file of the best. Um, if you look in the search bar, look for profile space min underscore retweets double like 2 points and a number like 20 or whatever. You can look at the 20 any tweet that has got over 20 retweets from somebody. That shows you it's good. So put it in a swipe file, save it, and understand why is it good? Why does it make it better? You can get guys like mine or make it stick that really work. Once you understand psychology and what makes tweets bang, it's just easy. But you gotta learn, right? You gotta
Mhm.
go over swipe files and guides.
How can you combine your knowledge into great tweets?
That's a good question. So one, like if you were just going starting, the best route for you is threads. Like absolutely, you have to do threads. Show me what you've done. Show me everything that you're building. But if you can combine your knowledge with tweets, it's just mainly about formats, right? Like some people, I don't know. Let's take people like Kavalsha or Charles Flo, for example. They talk about SEO. Nobody finds SEO interesting, but they got like 10,000 plus followers. So
Yep.
if you want to do it, is combine what you know with formats. Formats are metaphors, like level one, level two, level three, wordplay, ways to say it, us versus them, going against consensus. I think like mainly about improving writing. It's not so much about writing, but about improving your way of thinking and being clear. Right? Once you can explain something simply, people will be interested to it. Like if you ask people before Twitter, like, "Are you interested in writing?" Like writing's got kind of a bad rep outside of like our circle of influence. They'd be like, "Nah, not really." But the way people put writing is, it's not only writing; it's a way to make money. It's a way to achieve financial freedom. So once you angle it and use psychology to get to what people want, that's how you improve it.
Hmm. Would you say that threads get engagement through value, and just single tweets get engagement through like an emotional response?
Yeah, I'd say that. That's good.
Hmm.
Threads are a little tricky though, because threads need to like be very baity on the first tweet. Like the first tweet has like it's not made to impress; it's made to make people click. So if you get people to read the first tweet, it's easy, and you go with value. Tweets, I'd say, can be full of value, but like emotions respond more. So
Mhm.
just use emotion in your tweets, but use logic and actually, actual value in your threads. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Cool. What's the next step for you? You have to get your followers back, get back to 15K, and then what?
Yeah, bro. Like one of the best things. Like, listen, bro. I was stressed out of my mind. Like, I didn't want to know anything. But that was only for like 5 minutes. And the best thing I ever did on Twitter was take my main source of income outside Twitter, because then I don't really mind, right? Also, I also I did the launch already, so that was good timing. If I it was before the launch, I would have flipped, but it was after the launch. It's cool. So for me right now, it's just I want to write. I want to keep writing. I love writing tweets. Maybe in the future, I'll show people how to actually get ghostwriting clients. Because listen, bro, like people may not be selling a lot, but I see smaller accounts, people on 500 followers, under 500 followers, or whatever, just tweeting pure fire, bro. And I'm like, they're not making any money from Twitter, but they could get ghostwriting clients. So I'm thinking about like launching a product about teaching people how to ghostwrite, and
Interesting.
keep getting results for clients, right?
Interesting. So how would you advise people to get ghostwriting clients? How did you get yours?
So the way I got mine was from the way Tej Dosa teaches you to get. I don't know if you get it at Comedic Beastman on Twitter. He's great, and he says that if you want to get clients, you have to make it seem like the obvious choice. So I got people whose engagement wasn't really that good, and I was like, "Yo, I wrote up a doc for you with 5 tweets. You test them. If it does not perform better than yours, I will pay you $50."
Really?
Boom. Yeah, that's how I did it. Like,
Nice.
like you either get $50 or you get 5 amazing tweets, and it's all free.
Well, you retweeted them, right?
I didn't. I didn't. I was like, it's gonna be fair. Like, I didn't. I actually
Okay,
didn't.
cool, cool.
I wanted to. I really did want to, but I didn't. And most of the time they perform well because like they're tweeting up the hip. I have systems. I got my swag file. I got my knowledge. I got notes on them, bro. I study their podcast. When I listen to somebody, I just I when I work with somebody, I put a podcast on them and I repeat what they say because I want to emulate their tone. I want to know what they are. I want to act on paper. But anyway, back to the ghostwriting thing.
Nice.
So I told them it's gonna work, like, or I pay you $50. I
It's
cool.
an offer they can't resist.
Exactly,
They
exactly.
yeah they have no work. They get 5 tweets for free, and if it doesn't work, they get another $50. If it does work, they know where to be.
Exactly, exactly. So, like, you don't go to people like, "Yo, I'm a ghostwriter. And do you have anything I can ghostwrite for you?" They'll say, like, "No, just fuck off," right?
But let's back up just a little bit because how do people contact you for hey, can you go ghostwrite? How did that go? How did those first conversations go?
Oh, they did not contact me. I had to reach out to them.
You did that. Good.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was that like found people that had huge follower counts but like bad engagement, and I told them, "Yo, like, come on, you got to take care of this," and I just sent them the tweets. And then I was like, "Yo, this
You
worked."
DM them, so yeah, you send them
I
the DM.
DM'd
You
them.
said,
Yes, yes. So yeah, I think I didn't make that clear. I DM'd them on Twitter.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
were these people already following you, or you were just
No, they were
they had their
not,
DMs open? You just long shot, let's try this.
bro. I was lucky that they got the DMs open. Yeah,
And so okay, what kind of DM did you send?
that one. The thing is like, "Yo, this is what I do. I love your account." Like, "Hey, I love your account. I like what you're doing." And then it's like, "I wrote something for you, and I can send it over. If these tweets work well, boom. And if they don't, I'll pay you $50." They'd say, "Okay, cool. Let's try it." And obviously they work well because the systems and shit. And yeah, and when they worked well, they came to me and they were like, "Yo, this is good. How'd you do it?" And I'm like, "Let's get on a call. I'll give you all my game. I'll tell you everything I know about tweeting, regardless if you want to work with me or not." Boom, we get on a call. When we get on a call, I just ask questions. How's your engagement? How's it going? Is it good or bad? Like, I see it's kind of whack. What are you doing? And then I go like, so here's what I do. So I explain everything. I share like how I've grown my account. I share my tweets that have gone viral. And I tell them this is a science. I can do it for you. So I'll write X tweets for you a day, and we can measure in just 1 month. And I'll just charge a month retain, not a retainer, but a monthly fee, and boom, it's just going.
Nice. How did you know these guys would pay that money?
I actually didn't. That's a good question. I actually asked Joshua Lysick, like, "Yo, how much should I charge?" Because he's the only ghostwriter in our town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I asked him, and then he told me a number which made sense because like if you earn in dollars and you spend in the third world currency, you're still making bank. So I was like, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
So I just reached out to them. But to answer your question, I knew they could pay based on the ROI I could bring. So let's say you're selling a $800 course, and I'll be like, yo, I can get you three of those sales. So it makes sense to charge 2,500 for 1 month of tweets. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when you show what you like, you might think, what, 2,400 is a lot to tweet, like a lot of money to tweet. But when you show them, no, it's actually just three sales for your course for a month worth of tweets, they'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I get content and I get, credibility. Why not? So you don't charge based on how much you want to make. You charge based on the perceived value that they're gonna get.
Mm,
I'm gonna
great.
tweet that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should. You should.
Yeah.
That's very good. And so, what's interesting? So, they sell courses, but how do you? So, I understand the value part. Yeah, you just have to sell three courses, and I'm paid for. But what's important for them? Is it they want just engagement? They want new followers, or they actually want to sell their course through your tweets?
Yeah, that's important to know. I always ask, like, what do you want? Some people want profile clicks, some people want followers, and then I kind of tailor my content to whatever they want. So if they want sales, I do the hype campaign like I told you I did with Born Arrow. I point out the problem, then I promise something, then I launch with a big threat. If they wanted to if they wanted profile clicks, I focus on talking more about their story. I want to know, like, their struggles, their zero to hero story. I want to know that. If they want more for, I don't know, engagement, I just focus more on like generic tweets that I know are gonna do well. Right? Like, drink water, make your bed, and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
It's a science, bro. I put it down to a
It's a
science, my
science.
friend.
Nice. Well, it's a really interesting niche because a lot of big accounts they just became big because they're an influencer in themselves. They're big on YouTube or big on wherever, but their tweets all suck. And
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a very interesting market.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and some people are also the opposite. That they got Gillette's like got like 130,000 followers. It's ridiculous. And if you look at their tweets, they got like 3 likes,
Oops.
and you're like, okay, I got more than 3 likes. I can help them.
Oops.
So it's like people are there. If like people be like, ghost tweeting. Like, I can only work with what, like, 3 to 4 clients at a time. Like, there's a lot of people you can help. There's a lot of people you can reach out. You're already good at tweeting. If you're listening to this, you already know how to tweet. If you know what High Fury is, if you know what Money Twitter is, you're already ahead of most. So you can get clients if you wanted to. This is not hard, right? You can do it. And like,
Nice.
people don't really know how to write, so you're good.
Nice. And so you got like three, four clients right now. How many tweets do you create for them every month?
Oh, it's about like, I'm gonna do quick maths right here. So it's like 3 tweets a day, about 3 tweets a day, or
Yeah.
some
So
get
about a
5 tweets a
thousand.
day. Yeah, so
Nice.
I
Thousand, 1,500 tweets.
yeah I read a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, no, yeah. So I'm bad at math. So three a day. So it's not between 100 and 150. Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
something like that.
about that, between 90 and 150. But I do write a lot, and I couldn't with my systems. Like, I have, listen, I have my formats that I know work. Like, I know if you do lists, it's gonna work. If you do questions, it's gonna work. If you do, like, look for stats in your industry and you share it, it's gonna work. If you do memes, it's gonna work. So I just go like, okay, let's sit down and make 2 memes, 2 lists, 2 questions, 2 stats from the industry. And that's like, once you have those systems, content just comes out easy.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Which is a module coming to Bone Arrow soon. Yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, man. Interesting. So ghostwriting. And so next step, ghostwriting course. That's cool. And what
Probably.
else?
Probably. I'm not sure. I really want to get ghostwriting even more systematic and more to a science. Not ghostwriting, but ghost tweeting. I really want to sharpen my systems, and I want to set myself up because I'm a college student. So I'm gonna go back in college in January. So I don't
Yeah,
want to, focus on all that. So I want to set up my systems through this month. Hopefully, help people get their first ghost tweeting clients, and I'll take it from there.
nice, nice. And so the only thing that's wrong with this, or wrong with this, the only downside is it's not really scalable. As in, it's hard for you probably to hire another 10 guys who do the writing for you and you do the
Yeah.
selling and get that may be the only thing, but it's
Yeah, that's
really
hard.
interesting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hard. That's why I want to make it like a really good system, so anybody can pick it and know how to get 100 plus likes on their tweets. That's like my goal. I want to show people how like this is not random. That's my main goal. Like tweeting is not random. You don't people who tweet off the hip. That's not normal, and that you shouldn't depend on tweeting off the hip. I think you just depend on systems if you're to build a serious brand.
Yeah.
And I want to get that system down, make it like just perfect, right? Like everybody know it's already done, so I can like maybe sell it, teach other people how to do it, and multiply my writing with other people.
No, that's interesting. I think only a handful of people can really write good tweets off the cuff. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time on creating
Yeah,
tweets.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not many
really
people can do it. Not many. I
it's
can't do it. I can't tweet off the hip. I suck at it.
it's hard. I usually create drafts in Hyperion and then come back later and try to make something out of it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I do. So the other day I was like watching what was it? Wrath of the Titans. It was a Greek movie or about Greek gods, and I was like, yo, wouldn't it be dope to make a thread about all the Greek mythological creatures? And I didn't have to write time to write it, so I just wrote Greek mythological creatures write drafts, so I know what to write later on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Funny. Cool, man. Any last stuff you want to share with us?
just want to say I'm back,
Oh.
hermanos.
Very good.
Don't change your date on when you were born because Jack doesn't like you. And yeah, Twitter discriminates against handsome people, so you're all at risk. I love you, everyone.
Very good. JK Molina, where can people find you again?
You can find me at one Molina JK, not one JK Molina, at one as the number one Molina JK. And yeah, that's my biggest one. You can buy my course Bow and Arrow. I'll show you how to tweet, get some 100 plus likes on your tweets, and you'll see me shit posting with Yannick on the timeline on the regular.
Thank you, JK. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. Take care, everyone.